Alright, who would win in a fight? Captain Man or the Flash? Let's break it down. We all know the Flash is one of the most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. He's a quadriplegic hero who got his powers after being struck by lightning. And ever since he's been using his super speed to protect Central City from all sorts of threats, whether it's fighting crime or saving people from natural disasters, the Flash is always there to help. But when it comes to fighting, not everyone respects him, especially Captain Man. In a world where strength is everything, Captain Man has made it his mission to take out the fastest man alive. But why does Captain Man hate the Flash so much? Well, it all goes back to their first encounter. Back then, Captain Man was at the top of his game. He was a force to be reckoned with, and nothing could stop him. That is, until he met the Flash. From the moment they met, Captain Man knew that he wasn't the fastest man alive. He was just a guy in a silly costume running around Central Park, so what did he do? He challenged the Flash to a race that would determine once and for all who was the fastest man alive. The race began, and at first it seemed like Captain Man had the advantage. After all, he was a professional athlete who had trained his whole life for this moment. But as the race went on, he started to slow down. His legs were heavy, his breathing was ragged, and his vision started to blur. On the other hand, the Flash was just getting started. He was barely even trying, and yet he was already pulling ahead of Captain Man. As the finish line drew closer, Captain Man's heart sank. He knew that he couldn't win this race, but he refused to give up. He pushed himself to the limit and crossed the line just as the Flash was approaching it. The crowd went wild as the Flash won the race, but all Captain Man could think about was how humiliated he felt. He had lost to a guy who was faster than him. He couldn't accept it, and so he challenged the Flash to a rematch, but the Flash declined. He didn't want to hurt Captain Man's feelings, but he also had places to be and people to save. This just made Captain Man more angry. How dare the Flash ignore him? He was a hero, a legend in his own right, and he wouldn't be ignored. From that day on, Captain Man became obsessed with beating the Flash. He trained day and night and studied the Flash's every move. He wanted to know his weaknesses, his limits, everything, and eventually he became so powerful that the Flash took notice. He knew that if he didn't do something, Captain Man would eventually kill him, so the Flash and Captain Man faced off in a final showdown. It was a battle for the ages, a fight that would determine once and for all who was the fastest man alive. But in the end it was the Flash who came out on top. He defeated Captain Man and proved that no matter how hard you train or how strong you become, there will always be someone faster, stronger, more powerful than you are. So who would win in a fight, Captain Man or the Flash? The answer is obviously the Flash, but what do you think? Who would you bet on? Let me know in the comments below.